sunshine and let the sunshine in, the sun shining. Sunshine in, the sun shining. And let the sunshine. The sunshine in, the sun shining. Let the sunshine. Sun shining. Just humming. Get that beautiful vibration in the throat. Welcome everyone to our new moon meditation. Good time to fill up that beautiful cup of the sliver moon with your vision, your intention, what you want to happen in the next lunar cycle. So we're going to dive a little deeper into the meditative zone. Just feeling that sweetness that is your true nature. Kind of bask in that glow. Feel that flow. The new moon is like a beautiful empty chalice, just waiting to be filled. It's like we're preparing the cup, preparing that container to receive the grace of the moon, beautiful blessings of the moon that govern the earth cycles of nature, fertility, food, body rhythms. We owe a lot to the moon. So new moons, full moons, good time to celebrate the moon, get in touch with the moon. Just find a nice comfortable position. chest. Just get comfortable however you feel it today. Every day is a little different. Beautiful new breath, delicious breath coming in. And as you release the breath, release the toxins, the past, stress, anxiety, whatever you no longer need. Just opening up to the new cycle, a new wave of life coming in. Remembering that we're the divine light in a body. That light has better opportunity to shine through us when we're in that rhythm cycle of all things, not traumatizing ourselves. Delicious oxygen coming in. Prana Shakti, life force. So the Virgo moon, it's like the earth itself, Virgo energies, all the signs combined, every particle of the planet, everything vibrates in Virgo ultimately, like the great combo platter. So we're just feeling this big Virgo energy, all about the details, the earth, which governs smell, which governs the senses. Breathing, feeling the abundance of the earth, all the bounty, the gifts, the food, the wondrous experiences. Blessings to you, Sandra. So in this new moon in Virgo, it's an invitation to dream forward, invitation to clear the past, invitation to release your pain, a last cycle of learning. So with each in-breath, acquiring new potency and power, and then just releasing anything that makes you cower, anything fearful. Excitement without breath is actually a definition of fear. So in our joyous excitement for life, if we can breathe in the right combination, right, commensurate with the energy, then it's a beautiful experience. So if you feel like you have no energy, just let that thought go. Energy is always vibrating in the core. Energy is always at the center of every black hole, every molecule, every atom. You're made out of this stuff, right? You're made out of this love. So we're just feeling that wondrous divine love energizes all of our systems. Jai Hanuman. Hanuman is more of an air god. Hanuman flies through the air as the son of the wind. So we can invoke Hanuman, that's always a good thing. Hanuman opens the heart. It's like the ultimate devout being. Just, hey, you need a heart? Here, let me give you mine. That's Hanuman. Everybody's got a little Hanuman in them. But in this particular Virgoian mode, let's celebrate the womb. There's Hanuman, and then there's like woman, meaning the female container of life. The womb, beautiful dark container. Cozy dark, not scary dark. This is a good birthing station right now to align with the fertility of your mind, of your heart, your imagination, your love. So cast that line forward. Forget about the past right now. There's enough of that. Enough of that. We breathe. Beautiful breath. So in the dark womb, it's like the center of the Milky Way, the depth of the heart, this infinite portal back to the source. You could say the new moon is almost a doorway to the infinite portal. It's almost a deeper connection when the light is blazing and the sun is radiating. That's wondrous. But then we need to go and regenerate. So where do we do that? We receive all the sunlight, the beautiful photons, and then we need to sleep. So go deep into that refresh corridor, beautiful sleep. The new moon gives us the best sleep of the month. It's the least amount of light reflecting back. It's the darkest of nights. And so we make use of that, right? Use that dark womb of fertility to incubate your projects, incubate your new ideas, incubate your relationships. Permission to dream. So we're just filling up that chalice. Artemis, goddess of the moon, granting you your desires. And then we'll do, it's a series of mantras that open up the head, open up the back of the mouth, open up the brain to more subtle currents of vibration. And so let's start with viz. Just the viz. Feel that Z sound in your teeth. Viz. But then the energy that gets that to the teeth is an intention of V. It's like vibrates the whole backside there. Let's just get in touch with that. I wrote a master's thesis in the religious studies department on this Sanskrit syllable called Visarga. And the Visarga literally means Shiva's semen, meaning this discharge of creation. It creates everything, right? So Shiva gets excited and the world comes into being. It's the Visarj, like the word surge in a sense as a root here, right? So the Visarj, Visarga. It's also the name for the H with the dot under it letter in Sanskrit at the end of most mantras. It gives it that breath resonance. Visarga, that right? Namaha. It employs the source of creation in the breath. So the Visarj sound has this incubatory, fertile, energetic. And then we transmit that further into the face, up into the nose, so it becomes the mantra Nuri. So it's Visnuri. And that crossover is a really interesting place where you go from the Z to the N. And you can practice just the crossover part. You can feel something that grabs another wave of vibration in this part, goes transferring from here, and then it sends it up. And there's a particular resonant portion in the U section, the new, where that R and follows the U, that creates overtones. So the folks out in the Siberian, northern Russia, I'm suddenly blanking on the Mongolians, that Mongolian overtone series, Mongolian overtone singing is performed in that space of the U. I'll show you, we'll practice that. And you'll see the capacity that it has to kind of light up your head if you do it right. So let's do it. Visnuri is what we're going to do, right? Here we go. Breathing through the nose. Visnuri. That little section. There's a magical crossover there. If you want to drop it lower, Visnuri. Visnuri. Wherever you need to adjust the note for yourself to get that beautiful crossover of the U. Visnuri. And then just feel the follow-up to that, just the feeling that's left after you do it. Kind of stops the brain, doesn't it? It's like comes up to your thoughts and says, "You're under arrest." Thoughts go, "Oh, okay." You just sort of, with just one look, neutralize any thought that could be bothering you with the sort of mantric follow-up. Like the space you're vibrating in after you say a mantra or chant. There's a lot of spaciousness that's elicited, comes forth. It's very new moon. Right? New moon is all about space. Cloaked space. It's not a bad thing to have your password in place, right? Certain parts of you cloaked, right? It's reserves, just there for you when you need it. Like your secret room. Just getting comfortable with, it's like emptiness. Next to fullness, emptiness can seem a little empty. But when fullness is parked next to emptiness, then fullness is in more perspective, better perspective. The emptiness at the core, it's like the air that holds the balloon up. It's like the invisible energy that fluffs us up. It's very invisible. So in a sense, new moon, we honor that which is invisible, the seeds, the underground, the fertile earth, the depths of your being. It's like rather than have it be a scary place you avoid, make it like a nice little room you sort of duck into and meditate. They have these places at the airport now. You're walking along, dragging your bag, and it's so far away to Terminal B, and then all of a sudden, there's this little room with meditation chairs, and they've provided a little sanctuary for weary travelers. So just in your transit to Terminal B, duck into the little sanctuary right now. Just bump up, cozy up, collect the goodies, like a squirrel gathering its food and then parking it in the safe place. Nugget time, storing the nuggets, safekeeping. I bet you the Virgo moon rules storage cabinets, storage lockers where you put your stuff. So this quiet, secret place, you can get it later kind of place. So you may need to clean out some of these storage lockers so that there's room for the new. Virgo moon, all about the details. Make sure all those papers in your desk are transferred to your files. If they're still in your desk, it's still agitating you, blocking you. You know, life is kind of like a chest of wooden drawers. It's like if you're in a rush and in a hurry and frustrated, it's really hard to get those drawers open and back in right, because right, they're sticky and you just want to like jam them in. But of course, it'll probably crack the wood. But if you're in that smooth, relaxed, there's no hurry here place, it's so easy to put the drawers in. Just that softening, effortless, friction-free lightness, new moon, breathing. And speaking of baggage, let's clear the ancestral portals. Maybe you don't have a lot of baggage, but your ancestors do or did. And now you've inherited all this stuff. What are you going to do with it all? So it's like we're requesting this new moon to clear the karmas of the past, lighten our ancestors of their load, cleaning out the old closets, preparing for the new cycle. It's like school is starting, a new cycle is beginning. Cleaning out the old, resolving the ancestral debt. It's sending them love from the infinite supply bank so they can let go of their stuff. If they feel needy, they're clutching. It's like, send them love. They're like, oh, you can have this stuff now, right? Once you're full, you don't need stuff. Can't even finish what's on your plate. Oh, just breathing into the new, refreshing, forward-moving, ascending current of the life force. Shri Ma Kundalini, red serpent rising. Letting that Kundalini come up, do her magic, cleaning you out, flushing out the samskaras, deleting those storage units you parked there for years. Virgo moon, like a golden spoon, just removing what you don't need. Just feeling that lightening from that. Okay, just thanking the ancestors for your body. Thanking the ancestors for having it together enough to bring you into this world. And then we pay off the debt, help them out, liberate them, they liberate us. And the ancestral pathways are clear. There's not a lot of pullback, not a lot of karma. And how do you know you have this karma? If this stuff bothers you, that's the karma. It's usually a good telltale sign of what is karmic. What you're really interested in usually is karmic. Like if you're just fascinated by your neighbor's strange behavioral patterns, there's a karma there. Otherwise you wouldn't care, right? Just this crazy neighbor. But if you're just like, whoa, that guy is always parking his car in my spot, whatever it is, there's something more than the car parking going on, right? There's something else that's like needs to be resolved. So you can take that analogy and look at other aspects of your life. What really obsesses you is a karmic grab, right? That somehow there's a lot of charge in that event or that person, that situation. So Virgo moon, it's sort of like a ding. It's like you're bringing your magic wand and kind of like, right? Have a cup of tea, clear the past, lighten your load, move on. Just feel that. Anything you're obsessing with, anything you just can't get out of your head, you're mad at someone about, the karma's gotten a little thick. So we're going to kind of delete the files. Send to black hole. In this case, you could say the new moon is kind of the black hole of sorts. Right? It's a portal into a reservoir of containment. The moon rules the mind, right? It's always changing, rules different times of day, things are changing. Your brain waves slow down, they speed up, they go from one hemisphere to the next. Sometimes we're outside of ourselves, other times we're deeply inside. Right? Who you are is almost, doesn't seem to bother you that you have your body. Like your consciousness sort of goes through the walls and could travel over to someone else's business, and who knows where your mind is gone. But let's say bringing it back home, very Virgo, very in the body, transacting from the body, not from a spaced out, placed out place. So just grounding into the spinal cord, refreshing cerebral spinal fluid in the waters of the new moon. Let's just be really still. It's the next 2 minutes. Just completely still. Just flatten out any agitation. Just steamroll it with divine bliss. Naima by John Coltrane. So if there's any healing requests right now, it's a good time for that. Just feel what's still going on. It needs some Shakti deletion. So I know some of you have heart issues, so we're just clearing out any ventricles that are blocked, congested. Okay, any of you are about to be really busy aligning with your center. Beautiful centering. If there's stomach pain, that's usually a self issue. Why? Because speaking of centering, it's down the middle, you to you. Something not digesting in reality, perhaps. Maybe you ate something, but then we eat a lot of things and they don't bother us. So when something bothers us that we've eaten, it's probably not the food. I mean, yes, but you know what I mean. There's another charge that's been activated. So let's clear anything down the middle for people, you to you. In this beautiful new moon vibration, we just clear the ego, clear the self. it's this idea that you're not the doer can be misunderstood by some people. They think it's an excuse to do weird things, but that's not the idea, right? The recognition, oh, some folks are typing some stuff here. Okay, we got headaches. Okay, I'll back and take a look at this. But the idea is if you're thinking negative thoughts about yourself in any way, that charge is going to light up your midline somewhere in there. That Christmas tree is going to catch fire, right? Just plug it in better. So, but down the middle, like your headaches, heart aches, throat, nose, gut, sexual issues, sometimes the self issues. Lower back, depends on how centered that issue is, could be more whether you're supporting yourself or requiring or needing support from others. So let's say strengthening self-support, so you're more open to getting more support from others. And usually the self-issue stuff in the back can be financial, which has to do with how we're working with abundance principles. And sometimes there's a lack of joy that makes us go, ugh, there's a collapse, right? So get the joy function restored. Happy for no reason. Just get happy. So just feeling that inside out super boost, strengthening spinal cord, doing it for myself, refreshing cerebral spinal fluids. T-bands, aligning L4, L5, more space in between. Space in between all the vertebrae. So just going back to, if you're about to be really busy, new moon energy, stillness, nothingness is a really good counterweight to the busyness, because then you've cleared out the space for the busyness, right? Otherwise, we're swept up in the busyness and have no core, have no, opposite seesaw energy to balance it. So again, bringing in that new moon emptiness to accommodate all the fullness. For headaches, well, usually we've made ourselves feel bad in some way, or we're overpressed. There's layers of pressure that are building up from various stressful sources. Different times of the day, you're centered in different ways. So in this moment, as I come to the pure I am center, that takes the ego stress out, because then you're the pure I am self, not the ego, even though both are operating. You can anchor like one foot on the dock of the deep self, one foot on the boat. And if the boat sort of drifts off, you can jump on the dock, not fall into the drink. So this balance, but maybe 51% anchoring into the deep self. So you could take your foot off the pedal, you could take your foot off the metal, anything that's you can just release from, much easier to release from when you have leveraging from a stronger place. So that's the definition of healing by Deepak Chopra, actually, leveraging from a stronger place. So let's just employ that. Where you feel weak, excuse me, where you might feel weak, there's a weakness operating. So find the place where it doesn't feel weak. Like if you're practicing a guitar chord, it just feels weak. Keep playing it till you're totally relaxed and you can find it and you feel strong with it, whatever it is. So that's how we study, right? We do something over and over. So we're fixing a few kinks in the links. So they don't fall in the drinks. All right, we want space is the alkaline frontier, right? Beautiful space. Allowing. All these L words, loving, allowing, letting, alleviating, releasing. connect with a big field. Just see what other things people have written. Head fog, head pressure, brain inflammation. Okay. Fatigue, circulation issues, tingling. Okay, so for the brain fog, head pressure, in this case, for Heather, well, what I keep getting is it's almost humorous. Your head isn't screwed onto your body, right? Like, when haven't you felt like that, everyone? So it's almost like the fun cartoon thought is unscrew your head. This is for everyone, right? Unscrew your head. Put it under your arm. Hey, it's Monday Night Football. Right? Put it under your arm and just like, oh, feel all that air conditioning above your shoulders. It's just so like, oh, it's a no-brainer, right? Much better without a head. So just feel that where you got your head under your arm like a helmet. You can put it on at any time. But in the meantime, headless. Headless in Seattle, or wherever you may be. All right, wondrous. Just feel that refreshing feeling of, just in your heart, and everything above you is just beautifully contained and maintained and sustained by itself. Don't have to think about it. Just meditate into it. And then you can put your head back on. Screw it on tight. It's like those coffee makers, right? It screws right back to the exact right place you can pour it. Default setting for rightness. That comes from screwing your head on and off many times. Just finding just the right. So you can be headless if you want, right? Free of your head. So we're just basking in this headless glow, even with a head. Headless with a head. Right? In the body, but not of it. You're a spiritual being in a body. Made out of love. Say the word. The word is love. Okay, so feet, tingling, lack of circulation. Okay. Fear cuts off circulation, right? Contraction in the blood vessels. So relaxing your circulatory system, just releasing. You could imagine elastin coming into your nervous system, circulatory systems, giving your cell walls more stretch capacity, accommodate more blood. So then the tingling becomes an awakening tingling rather than, it's going numb here on me. So going numb in the feet, it's kind of like the capillaries can only handle a few red blood cells because they're pretty small. So we want to expand the capillaries, open them up, allow for more blood flow. So very specific expansion for capillaries in your body. Sort of like relaxing even more. It's like their roots, right? Mycelium connections underground. Trees feed other trees, evidently. If one garden's being watered, the other isn't, and some of those trees in the watered garden can send goodies to their friends nearby. Here we are doing the same thing, right? We're spreading the nutrients around. Okay, Ginger, you have a headache too, okay. Okay, that one feels more from the mid-body, like gut stuff, so it's clear intestinal stuff. And also carrying your baby, right? Throwing your shoulders off I know if I carry bags in an airport, I usually get a headache the next day, right? All these muscles are stressed. So just releasing your trapezius. Let's call it neck muscles. Relaxing shoulders, brain. Coming more to center. Nice deep breath. Lower legs and feet, yes. You know, head fog, if you have head fog, that's acetylcholine issue. So we're strengthening acetylcholine, like brain fog cutter. Just commanding it to be accessed. The body can make it just fine. So breathing. Say the word, you'll be free. Say the word, be like me. Say the word, we're thinking of. Say the word of love. 'Cause it's so fine, it's sunshine. We're thinking of you. Say the word is love. 'Cause it's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. Say the word. And you'll be free. How about this is a song. Where did it go? It's about the earth. Since we're in this Virgo moon, it might be kind of fun. Morning comes, she follows the path to the river shore. Lightly sung, her song is the latch on the morning's door. See the sun sparkle in the reeds, silver beads pass into the sea. She comes from a town where they call her the woodcutter's daughter.
She's brown as the banks where she kneels down to gather her water. And she bears it away with the love that the river has taught her. Let it flow, greatly flow, wide and clear. What shall we say? Shall we call it by name? Well, they count the angels dancing on the pen. Water bright from the sky from which it came. And the name is on the earth that takes it in. We will not speak but stand inside the rain and listen to the thunder shout, I am, I am, I am. Cut of the plow, the furrowed fields, seasons round, bushels of corn and the barley yield. Broken ground, opening, beckoning to the spring, blackbird live again. The plowman is broad as the back of the land he is sowing, as he dances the circular track of the plow, ever knowing the work of his day measures more than the planting and growing. Let it flow, let it flow, let it grow, greatly yield. What shall we say? Shall we call it by name? Well, to count the angels dancing on a pen. Water bright from the sky from which it came. But the name is on the earth that takes it in. We will not speak but stand inside the rain and listen to the thunder shout, I am, I am, I am. So it goes, we make what we made since the world began. The love of the women and the love of man. Up and seasons round, creatures great and small, up and down as we rise and fall.
Thank you everyone for being here. Also a Bob Weir song actually called Weather Report Part 2 about seeds in the earth. So billion blessings, may your visions, seeds, intentions all come true in this beautiful Virgo new moon. Namaste. Thank you for being here. See you next week.